Okay, hello everyone, and as Frank said, my name is Venita Murphy. I'm one of the careers consultants in the career service here in DCU. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do in the career service and how we can help you if you do come to study here, postgraduate course, and some of the activities that we've happened in the past year, and some examples of some of the employers that we engage with. So what do? We support you in developing your potential and empowering you to be successful in your future career. So I'll talk a little bit about how we do that in a moment. And there's lots of different things that you can do to engage with the career service to help you in terms of thinking about the career path that you might want to undertake in the future. Before I go into that though, conscious we're here today to talk about maybe postgraduate study and the different options available to you in DCU. But I wanted just to flag to have a think about maybe why you're considering postgraduate study and if it's right for you. And what I've really done here is highlight a few questions to ask yourself whether postgraduate study is right for you and for your career goals. So, why are you thinking about doing the postgraduate study? Like, what are your career goals? Where do you see yourself down the line? And for that particular career area, that industry, do you need that particular type of further study in line with those career goals? Do you need like a specific qualification for the area you want to pursue? What are the employers looking for? Do they require this when you're applying for jobs? Is it in job descriptions? And will the postgraduate study add value to your job applications? So it's just good to ask yourself these few questions when you are considering postgraduate study and which course to do as well, because sometimes students may think about a few different courses, so it's worthwhile thinking about these different areas. So maybe these are the things you might be thinking about how you could support your career goals. So for some of you, you may be transitioning careers and you might be pivoting into another area, maybe outside of your degrees. You need to go into further study in that area. Some of you might want to specialize, so develop further expertise in a specific area of study or topic. Some of you might want to gain advanced skills in a particular area. And if you do postgraduate study, there will be a thesis as part of that. So you'll need to focus a little bit on research methodologies and data analysis. And these are skills that employers really look for nowadays, and skills that are specific to your postgraduate area of study also. For some of you, you want to stay current and deepen your knowledge. So, like in dynamic industries, maybe like tech or finance, if you do a postgraduate degree, that can ensure your knowledge is actually in line with what the latest trends are in that industry and what's happening there. It can develop your network, so it can really help you to build connections, expand your network not only within your course but through different employers on campus and through the clubs and societies that Frank mentioned earlier. You could really expand your network and the people that you know. And then the final one there, it may enhance your employment prospects when you are applying for opportunities, but this will very much depend on the job role and the industry. And that's why it's important. If you are thinking about a career area at the minute, it's really useful to have a look at the job descriptions for those career areas and to see what the requirements are. So I just thought I'd go into that little bit of detail before I talk to you a little bit about how the Career Service supports students. And I'm going to go through some of the stuff that we do with DCU students. So we offer a range of services. We have dedicated career consultants who look after the different faculties that were mentioned earlier on. We offer one-to-one tailored advice and guidance for students who you can book in for a one-to-one appointment. And in those appointments, we maybe explore your career options that may follow on from your master's. If you're doing a master's and you're not really sure what area you want to go into, we can help guide you in terms of different career areas that you might be suited to. We'll also support you with searching for opportunities and jobs and engaging in the recruitment process. So, for example, if you are applying to jobs and you have to develop a CV or work on an application form, we will help you with that, and you can book in for one-to-one appointments to get your CV reviewed and your cover letter. As well as that, if you get through to the interview stage, we can offer mock interviews and we can give you tips and insights on answering key interview questions that are very common when it comes to graduate recruitment. And we also have access to psychometrics and careers assessments. Students who come to DCU will have free access to free practice tests. And then we also have careers classes within the curriculum. So we go into some of the modules and we'll do different sessions around maybe the different areas, such as career options or the recruitment process as well. So that's a little bit of an overview, but continuing on, we also do skills workshops throughout both semester one and semester two. And these could be in areas related to developing your CV, on maybe interview skills, on your LinkedIn profile, because LinkedIn is so like a lot of companies have a LinkedIn profile. Most people have LinkedIn now, so it's great to have a profile. So in the past, we've got LinkedIn come in and they've done a session specifically on how to make a standout profile. We'll do sessions around searching for jobs and different strategies to search for opportunities. And then we also have alumni panels. So across all of the faculties, we have panels where we have alumni who are working out in industry, who are once students in DCU, come back in and talk about their career path and the job that they're currently working in. And you can see there, the picture that I've just put in the slide is an alumni presentation that we had from our international alumni who came in, that was February of this year, and did presentations on the career. So they're currently working in industry in Ireland. They did a little bit of a presentation about their job role and their career path, and then they networked with students at the event afterwards. So really beneficial because they were once in your shoes, and they understand what it's like when you're trying to search for opportunities. And then in terms of moving on, we also have lots of online career resources. So our main one is our careers platform. It's called My Career. And on that platform, students can search for jobs across internships, graduate roles, and job opportunities across a range of industries. On that platform, you can also book for a one-to-one appointment with a consultant, and then you can also register for any of the events that we're running throughout the semesters. And all students will have access to that once they are registered here in DCU. We also have AI platforms, and what we have there is a CV review and an interview practice. So for the CV review, what students can do is upload their CV and get AI feedback on their CV. Likewise, for the interview practice, students can answer 3 to 4 short interview questions. The answers are recorded, and then you'll get an email straight to your email address giving you AI feedback on how you've performed. That's all free and available to students when they register here. And then we also have career-related guides on our digital learning environment, Loop. And we have tip sheets and lots of additional resources specific to different areas, booklets on like developing a CV and preparing for interview, which students will also have access to. And then another big area is our employers on campus. So we do engage with a lot of employers and we do a lot of different activity over the semesters so that students get the opportunity to meet with employers and find out about their opportunities. And then a lot of those employers will advertise those jobs on our jobs portal called My Career, which I mentioned just earlier on. So these activities are a great opportunity for students to meet and network with the employers and companies and find out a bit more about what it's like to work there and the recruitment path and tips for applying to their organisation. So what I'm going to do in the next few slides is just take you through some of the different employer events that we've ran over the past year or so. So we do employer presentations and panels, and these are sort of sessions where companies will come in and talk a little bit about their organisation and the recruitment process and the potential career path. So they can either be presentations, or you can see the picture there is a panel that we had with the DAA, who are the Dublin Airport Authority, and they came in and did a panel discussion specifically around graduate careers within their organisation. And that was just in October there of this year. So they had a recruiter and they had 3 people who work in the organisation talking about their jobs, and they give tips for the recruitment process as well. Moving on then, the other types of employer sort of activities that we've done, we've employer-led skill sessions. So we will do skill sessions ourselves, the career service, but we'll also get employers in to give the tips and insights from their perspective. So we might have skill sessions on areas such as creating a CV or preparing for interview, or like I mentioned earlier, about developing a LinkedIn profile. And the picture there is EY came in and did an interview skills workshop in October of this year as well. And they talked a little bit about interviews in general, and specifically if you are applying to their organisation, tips for their interview process. Moving on then, we also have careers fairs, and they are sort of our flagship events that happen in early semester 1 of each year. So we usually have 2 careers fairs, a business, accounting and finance and law fair on day 1, and then a science, technology and engineering fair on day 2. So they're over 2 days, and this year we had over 100 companies attend over the 2 days from a range of areas, range of organisations. And you can see the picture there, that was our fair, one of the days of our fair in October of this year. So it's a great opportunity for students to engage with employers a lot of the employers will take graduates who are currently working on their company, who've once been DCU students, to talk a little bit about their career path. So it's a great chance for current students to meet with those graduates and get tips and ideas on the recruitment process and what it's like to work there, but also to meet with the recruiters, especially if you are thinking about applying to those organizations. So it's a really busy event and always great feedback from the students in terms of the opportunities available and the engagement that they get, linking in with the employers. And then we also have panel events. And what we do here is we will bring in a panel of employers from a specific industry across different companies, and they will basically share their tips and insights into careers into that industry. So you can see this was a recent one, and it was a panel event on getting into data and tech consulting. And there were four different companies who talked about the different career options available and what their current role is. They talk a little bit about their path into their current job role, and they give really good tips and insights for the students as well in terms of applying to organizations or what things to be aware of if you're applying for opportunities in that industry. And this event just took place there a few weeks ago in early November. So that's the range of sort of events or opportunities to engage with employers throughout the semesters here in DCU. And I just thought I would finish on, because I know I mentioned earlier, think about what employers are looking for if you are thinking about further study. This a brilliant survey that our colleagues in the University of Limerick ran, and they basically surveyed so many graduate recruiters and asked them for their insights in terms of graduate recruitment. And as part of that, they asked them, what do you look for in graduates? And you can see there's the five things that graduate recruiters are looking for at the minute. So they want you to have strong communication skills and a team fit. So what they mean by that you can communicate with people and you can work well in a team. Your work ethic and reliability, that you're dependable and they can rely on you, your willingness to learn and curiosity. So many recruiters and graduate employers say to us they love taking graduates into their organization because they come in with lots of new ideas, and companies really appreciate that. They want adaptability and resilience and that you can deal with maybe those bounce backs that might happen. And then just your positive attitude and emotional intelligence. So just thought it'd be worth flagging that. It's a really interesting survey. It is linked in the resources on the Zoom webinar here. So have a look at it in your own time, because there's lots of other really good information from the graduate employers about what they want in their graduates who are applying to their organisation. So that's really it for me. Everyone, best of luck to you all in your applications, and hopefully we'll see some of you in the career service next year.